Namaste and welcome, dear listeners. This is the IWA channel, Astro Inudabi, Oneness in Astrology and Spirituality. This is also bringing in awareness, Pa'abi. So, this is my awareness based on current state of awareness, current state of perception, current state of consciousness. So, I'm absolutely grateful to all the comments that I get, all the snippets, the reviews. Thank you so much for your wonderful feedback. This motivates me to create more content like this here. And I humbly ask you to share these podcasts with the people that you think would really benefit from. Must remember, everybody or most human beings experience some kind of disappointment in situations in their life. And very rarely you come across things that can really help you to shift consciousness. Sometimes it's a knowledge issue, sometimes it's just a plain down behavioral issue, which in that case, that's your own choice. It's the choice of the individual whether they want to implement the things in their life to create some kind of change, or they want to remain as they are and they oblivious to the lessons which are repeating, and they think something will obviously change without them changing. Look, I can go on and on and on and about this, but I'm going to do a topic today based on the question or a follow-up from a previous podcast that have discussed on soulmates, and we're going to talk about life partners. When will I find a life partner? Now, when will I find my life partner, or when will I find a life partner? Firstly, we must understand this much. What is a life partner? A life partner is somebody that you spend your life with. It's not difficult to find a life partner. It's difficult making sure that that life partner is able to tolerate all the mental garbage or accumulated garbage that I have in my head to confirm that such a person will stay with me for the rest of my life, knowing very much that I have an accumulation of mental garbage. That's why I'm asking. Abhi, can you tell me when will I find my life partner? And Abhi, I want you to tell me that this person will always stay with me, even though I'm good to, I can be good to them, but I also have a lot of garbage in my head, and just like everybody, we are all growing. Such a person needs to stay with me hand by hand and walk through life's journey. So can you tell me, Abhi, when will I find such a person, and will this person stay with me? Look, to answer such a question, we must dig deep into our very core, our values, our principles, whether we have learned from our own mistakes, what karmic events that have happened in our life which we haven't healed from, what things we are still battling with. Today, life is not how it was many years ago because of technological advancements. Because of such, life has gotten very used to robotic nature. So, because of technological advancements, that's one of the aspects which have changed society a lot. Nature itself, or the world itself, the pace of the world has increased. And because the pace of the world has increased, the demands of the world has increased. Hence, the workload has increased. The pressure has increased. So now, because the pressure has increased, there is far less time. People find it very difficult to have healthy conversations with their own selves. They can never have a healthy conversation with their own self. Now, if you can never have a healthy conversation with your own self, how do you expect somebody else to listen to you and have a healthy conversation with you? If you ask everybody will tell you, "Oh, I am the perfect guy. I'm the perfect guy, perfect woman. I can really love somebody. I can take care of somebody and treat them well." You go ask most human beings, they'll tell you they're this person. But how come it's not shown in the relationships? So asking such a question, when will I find a life partner? We must first establish, do we have a partner, or have we created that love within ourselves where we have no expectations from the other person. We just choose to love. I just choose to love, and I love you for as you are, and no matter what you do, I will still love you. I may not need to be with you, but I will still love you. I will love you because I choose to. I will love you because that's who I am. I'm a loving person. If you haven't come to this state of consciousness or realization, then finding a true life partner will be very difficult for you, because nobody wants somebody without feeling loved. So if your capacity to love is a 3 out of 10, naturally you're going to attract that kind of vibration in your life. If you are a loving person, you choose to love whether the person is with you or not, whether the person answered your phone calls or not, but you just love them. Loving is a state of consciousness. It's a choice. If you choose to be a loving person, if you are in that dimension of existence where you are a loving person and you just love, such a question of when will I find a life partner won't exist, because you would be in a state of completeness regardless. But because that love within you is not complete, it is now seeking validation, or it's seeking something from somebody, that, okay, you are going to be the reason for me feeling complete. My life will be complete when I have a counterpart. My life will feel like it's worth living because of a counterpart. Now, this state of frequency already is not love. And if you are not love, you will never attract love. So when you ask a question, when will I find my life partner? In your head, you are thinking, when will I find somebody that will love me and that I can love? If your capacity to love is a 3 out of 10, you're not loving. Your life partner will be the same, because you attract what you are. Therefore, there is so many broken relationships. There are marriages where both people are together but they're not together. And most of the relationships today, they are together but they are not together. They are together in physical form and because of some transaction that's happening. But in emotions, they're not together. Because people are not choosing to love. People don't know how to love. So the question is, when will I find a life partner? You will not find a life partner that is loving completely, all in, if you are not all in love with yourself. Because you attract what you are. And if you are love, you will attract love. And as a consequence of attracting love, you already feel complete. There's no seeking elsewhere. But anyways, such a state of consciousness, you attract love anyways. And a life partner is very easy to keep, because everybody wants somebody to love them. Everybody wants to feel loved today. But only a person that is not complete loving is looking for a life partner. Because if you are love completely, there is no quest to find a life partner. It's not a need. And it's not difficult to attract a life partner. But nevertheless, by looking at your birth chart, looking at your Navamsa chart, looking at your Lagna and your Rasi, it's very easy to see when people will come through in your life, when you will have opportunities. But how you interact with such, whether you are interacting with your ego or whether you are interacting from a state of feeling, whether your feelings are from a place of ego or from a place of knowing, is two different things, and that's your choice. And both has a consequence. If it's out of the ego, that relationship will never last. So it's very deep. It boils down to one thing. When you have an opportunity with somebody, is the ego at play? Is it the fear at play? Are you vibrating in a low frequency? Because if you are vibrating in a high frequency, then you will attract high frequency experiences in your life. So regardless of these sessions that you do to check your Navamsa, your marriage chart, your relationship charts, it's very important to understand that whoever comes in your life, it's your choices that you make that determines who stay and who will leave. It's the choice which is beyond astrology. Astrology will never tell you what choice you make, but it will tell you the types of energies that will come through and how you will feel about it, and it will guide you how you should handle it. But in most cases, this is thrown away. Your emotions kick in, and you'll behave in such a way out of emotions, and this creates a different result. Or basically, you look, it's complicated because you got to look at where the different planets are, and sometimes in maybe 2 months, 3 months, everything can be going well, and after that, boom, something has happened, and then you go in despair mode. Maybe the planets have changed, giving off different energies. You or the other person who you with is handling it very difficult, and they're projecting their own emotions onto you, and you take it very personally, and then boom, there's a problem. So here we've got that ego. The ego is always the problem in life. The ego is the biggest problem. The ego is the false self. The ego is that which we build up in inverted commas to either make us shine or look brighter, or we think it defends us. It blocks out the real us. Why? Because the real us is very needy, very weak. So the ego protects us. And the more we live in line with the ego, the more we will have difficulty in building a relationship with ourselves. And when we don't build a relationship with ourselves, it's virtually impossible to build a healthy relationship with anybody else. So, when will I find a life partner? My answer is when you have built a relationship with yourself. When you have built such a relationship with yourself where you are enjoying your own company, you will find a life partner very easy after that. And it'll be your choice whether you want to keep such a person with you or not. Why? Because you have built such a relationship with yourself. You will never keep a life partner with you if you're unable to enjoy your own thoughts and your own company. Or if you do have a life partner with you, they're currently with you, they may be with you in physical form, but in emotions, they're not. So the question should be, when will I find a life partner who will be with me in thought, word, and action? And then my answer will be is when you have found yourself, when you are in good company with yourself, in thought, word, and action, you are in the moment and enjoying everything about yourself, then finding a life partner will not be difficult. Jai Shri Ram, Om Namah Shivaya. Thank you for your time. Goodbye.